Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Sunday, October 22nd at Keeneland. I'm Tom Leach, along with Jim Goodman, Director of Mutuals and Simulcasting for Keeneland. And we'll take a look at the late pick four, which includes the Grade 3 Rood and Riddle Dowager. A mile and a half on the turf for fillies and mares 3 and up. There's always this, and then you've got the closing day Fayette. You had the Sycamore earlier this week for the older turf runners, and the older turf female runners, and then the older horses on the dirt. And sometimes you get some 3-year-olds that can make things interesting. I think there's one in here that could fit that bill. But who did you land on for the Dowager, Jim?
I thought it was a wide open race, but I like the horse on the outside for Todd Pletcher called Grateful. And she ran behind Harmonize last time. I only got beat a neck at a mile and 3/8 in the Glen Falls at Saratoga. And before that, she had won her first time at a mile and a half. So I really like the progression of she wasn't getting there at a mile. She wasn't getting there a little bit longer at a mile and 16th. And now the last 3 races, she's run a mile and a quarter, mile and a half, and a mile and 3/8. So they found her niche here. And I think this is a great spot for her. I think Manny Franco rode lights out at Saratoga this year, and this is he's only had one winner here at Keeneland, but he's only had 5 mounts. I think he's riding really well right now. So I'm going to go with Grateful here. Daddy's Boo, the 9 for Larry Ravelli, coming off a great string of wins at Arlington Park. And those Arlington turf horses have actually done pretty well at Keeneland. So Daddy's Boo is 15 for 24 lifetime, and there's no way you can ever dismiss a mare like that. And of course she's 6 years old. Grateful's only a 3-year-old, but I think at this time of the year I don't think that's that big a difference. Apple Betty, the 7 horse, has got a lot of speed for Shug McGahee, and if she gets a lead, she could take him a long way. She's kind of found her niche at a mile and a quarter to a mile and a half, and it won't be a problem getting this distance. And Shug has got some live horses here the last week of the meet, and Johnny Velasquez takes them out. So that's my top 3 choices. I may go just that far in the pick 4. Place de Vosges comes out of Kentucky Down races, and if you noticed the last week, Kentucky Down horses have done unbelievably well. Now she did not run that well in the Ramsey Farm, but you can't dismiss them coming off that track. So Grateful's my pick. Daddy's Boo and Apple Betty behind her.
I went for Grateful also. I saw that last race, the Glen Falls, and she looked like a winner at mid-stretch and just got nailed right on the wire. But that was actually, I thought, her best race. If you look at speed figures, and it was just visually impressive, even though she got caught right on the wire. So she really looks like she is just getting better and better. And I think Pletcher looks like he's sending in some live ones here towards the second half of the meet. I thought he had some good chances on Saturday, and now this horse on Sunday in the Dowager. So I'm going to take Grateful. Apple Betty is a must-use for Shug. Lottie I'm going to use because of Graham Motion in these marathon races, always dangerous. And then Tom Proctor's had a couple of really good turf horses, so I'm going to throw in promotional as well. But Grateful is going to be my win pick in here. The pick 4 starts in the 6th race. It's 2-year-old fillies at a mile on the turf. Kitty Cat Kate was the one I liked a little bit over Moonlight Rain, but pretty close between those two for me. I'm going to add also Cubs Win and High Tech, and if the 15 Ozap drive draws in, I'll take that one also. So as many as 5 in the first leg. Second leg, I think it's either Title Ready or Sourdough. They both come out of good races, and I just took Title Ready because sharp local works. I gave him just a slight edge. I'm going to throw in Sioux Tale as well, just because I think that was a good 2-year-old race that this one ran in, and might turn out to be a key race. We'll see. So I'll use all 3 of those. In the Dowager, I'm going to use Grateful, Apple Betty, and Lottie. And then in the last leg, I'm going to use Grand Candy and Ikatiro. I think one of those 2 will win it. Grand Candy's making the second start for Maker, and then Ikatiro is making the second start for the Cox Barn. So I like those 2. So 5 by 3 by 3 by 2 for me. How about you?
I went 5 deep in the first leg in the mile turf race, and I went with Malibu Saint the 4, Caroline the Great the 5, Then the 8, 9, 10, Vanilla Cat, Moonlight Rain, and The Way I Am, first-time North American for Graham Motion, and he's 29% in that angle. Moonlight Rain would be my top choice for Mark Cassidy coming out of that really good race at Churchill. So I'm going to go 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Then in the second leg, where you used a couple, I'm only going to single Sourdough, and I'm going to say that Ian Wilkes is so much better getting a horse with one time under his belt. He ran well first time out against Quip, who came back here and won on Thursday in an allowance race. So
looked good too.
Yeah, and so I think Sourdough is coming out of that race may have an edge on Title Ready, even though he comes out of a race with two winners, Promises Fulfilled and Rubus, who came back and won. So Sourdough is my pick there, that singling the 3. Then in the Root and Riddle, I'm going to go 5 deep there with 2, 3, 7, 9, 10. That's Lottie, Place de Vosges, Apple Betty, and then the 2 I like on the outside, Daddy's Boo and Grateful, so 2, 3, 7, 9, 10. And going 4 deep in the allowance last leg. It's a nice little race, the optional claimer for $62,000. And Grand Candy would be my top pick there, the 2 horse, but I would also use Wyeth, the 6, Rocking the Boat, the 9, and Rocket Time, the 8. Kellen Gorder intrigues me a little bit with Rocking the Boat. Horses won at Ellis and won at Churchill, and won at Churchill at 34-1, coming back here in a little bit better race, but likes the 7 furlongs, and that's a big deal. So 2, 6, 8, 9 there. So my pick 4 is 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 with 3, with 2, 3, 7, 9, 10, with 2, 6, 8, 9. So it's 5 by single, by 5, by 4 for $50.
Kind of getting into the home stretch of the fall meet after this card on Sunday. Just 4 racing days will be left. So best of luck with your Sunday wagers, and we will be back next week to take a look at the cards for Wednesday through Saturday here on the In the Money podcast at KeenelandSelect.com.